The 27th beat. Trey had been in the game long enough to know that coincidences didn't exist in the music industry. As a producer, he had an ear for details. Others missed the hidden bass lines, the offbeat snare that made a track feel alive. But it wasn't until he started working on his latest album that he noticed the pattern. Every chart-topping song over the past 2 decades contained an extra beat, 27th beat tucked so subtly at the end of each bar that most ears wouldn't T-register it. It wasn't part of the melody, it wasn't a drum hit, and it wasn't in any of the stems the artist sent him. It just existed, buried beneath the layers of sound like a ghost in the mix. At first, he thought it was a studio glitch, maybe some forgotten frequency bouncing back from the monitor. But the more he dug, the stranger it got. He ran spectrum analysis on different tracks. The 27th beat always appeared in the exact same frequency range, always in the biggest hits, always placed just low enough that you wouldn't notice unless you were looking for it. Trey pulled up a list of artists who had used the beat in their biggest songs. That's when the real pattern emerged. Every one of them had died at 27: Hendrix, Cobain, Winehouse, Morrison, Joplin, the infamous 27 Club. He laughed at himself. This was just a coincidence. An urban legend wrapped in studio paranoia. Then he checked the newest artists climbing the charts. Their songs had the beat. They were all 26 years old. His stomach twisted. Maybe it was just a psychological triquence. You start looking for patterns. You see them everywhere. Still, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was onto something. Trey needed to hear the beat alone. He isolated the frequency, filtering out everything else in the song. What played back made his skin crawl. It wasn't a drum, it wasn't an instrument, it was a voice. A whisper, barely audible, stretched and distorted like a dying cassette tape. He couldn't make out the words at first, but the more he listened, the clearer it became. You're next. Trey's breath hitched. He ripped off his headphones, his heartbeat slamming against his ribs. He turned to his laptop and immediately deleted the file. His hands were shaking. He wasn't a paranoid type, but something about this felt wrong, like he had heard something he was never meant to hear. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. Against his better judgment, he answered. A deep voice, calm and measured, spoke. Stop listening. The call ended. Trey sat frozen. His laptop screen the track opened on its own, the sound waves stretching across the screen. The 27th beat played again. Your next. A new email notification popped up. Subject, contract renewal sender. Undisclosed. There was nothing in the body of the email, just an attachment. A recording, in his own voice. I agreed to the terms. Trey never remembered saying those words, but somehow, deep down, he knew he had. And he knew what it meant. He was about to turn 27, and there was no way out.